One of the things I wish I had learned earlier in my career was understanding that the more you're seen, the more people actually want to work with you. It's not even about how good you are or how bad you are most of the time. It's more about proximity and how often people actually see what you do, how you work, and who you work with. If you're not using email newsletters or any form of email to grow your business or to just establish yourself in your market, you are not only missing a trick, you are actually putting yourself behind your competitors. It's just a fact. Mainly because a lot of the people in your market are not even on social media. A lot of them just use email. Even the ones with a social media account that are just inactive, they are active in their emails. So I'm going to give you a 4-step framework to literally build a newsletter that's going to be easy to manage, also that will get you leads on a weekly basis. All it takes is 15 minutes every single month, and you will have a whole month worth of emails, weekly emails that you can engage, position, and also systematize so people actually want to speak to you on a weekly basis. Here's a 15-minute framework that you can use every single month to have weekly emails that are never boring and will always convert. I've been sending out these emails for the past 6 months, and every single week I at least get 2 responses and at least one person booking a call. So I like to be very structured when I create any form of content or any form of collateral for my business. That way I can roll it out to my clients really easily. So I plan out my newsletters based on these 4 concepts. The first one is story. The second one is proof. The third one is a tip. And the fourth one is belief. So I kind of center all 4 of them around one key idea for the month. So let's say the idea that I want to send to my 4 newsletters out for that month is based on the lead magnet funnel. I'll create one newsletter for each one of the 4. So story, belief, proof, and tip. And I will roll out each newsletter one after the other every single week. The goal of these newsletters is not to convert. The goal of these newsletters is to nurture. When you try and convert too quickly or too soon, then that is when you will put people off and people will just start unsubscribing. We want people to get some form of value from these newsletters. They are nurture newsletters. And in the end of each newsletter, there will be a link directing them to one of your other offers or to something else that will actually sell and convert. But you need to earn the right to get them there to begin with. So step 2, after you've plotted your main idea and you have your 4 concept ideas for your newsletter that month, we move on to step 2. And that is when we start brainstorming. After we understand the framework we're using, remember we're using 4 different types of newsletters every single month with one core idea. The 4 newsletter concepts will be based on 1 story, 1 tip, 1 belief, and 1 proof, as in like a case study or something. Once we have our framework solidified, then we move to step 2, which will be brainstorming. This is where we try and get as many ideas that will be actually useful for our audience down. The good thing is, because we're already business people and we have meetings and interactions with people in our business and outside of our business already, we don't need to think too hard to do this brainstorm. All we need to do is refer back to all of our meetings, look at the transcripts, look at the posts that we put out, see what is actually being engaged with, and understand based on that what people want to actually dive deeper into. I assure you, if you look at what's already been spoken about in your business and what you have been speaking about with your clients and your prospects, you'll find this way easier. In fact, your brainstorm shouldn't really take more than 10 to 15 minutes. So if you do it this way, it'll be 10 times easier. Then we move to step 3. From now on, I want you to start using this framework to create every newsletter and then elaborate on it as you go along. So first you want there to be a hook, then you want to add context, then you want to put a lesson in place, then you want to say what action people should take going forward, and after that you talk about your CTA. So if you follow this 5-step framework for every one of your newsletters going forward, I assure you each newsletter will be different, but it will also take people on the journey from the beginning to the end and nurture them the correct way. Step number 1 in this framework is hook. The hook should be attention grabbing, it should be enticing, it should be exciting. Then you want to add context and explain a little what you meant by that hook. After that, you want to add a lesson. So share your insights, share something that's happened to you in the past that's relating to the hook, and just dive a little deeper. Then you want to give them an action that they need to do going forward so they can either prevent that problem from happening to them or that they can get the result you spoke of. And then you want to put your CTA, which will guide them to ideally either booking a call or seeing more content or referring them to your LinkedIn, your Instagram. Basically, you want to give them an action that will tell them to do something else that will give them a reason to interact with your business and yourself more in the future. Step 4, after that, you want to automate the process. So you don't want to be scrambling to post your newsletter like an hour before it's meant to go out. You want to schedule all 4 of these newsletters at one go. That way you know for the whole month you're sorted. Once you start getting into a habit of doing that, you'll start to realize you're going to have leads trickling into your business every single week, but you're not having to go out of your way to build something new all the time. And this way you're only sitting down going through this like once a month, which is way easier than doing it 4 times a month because you want to maximize the time you have. And step 5 is the easiest step. Look at what newsletters are performing well. Look at what newsletters are getting the opens, that are getting the clicks, that are getting the actual repeat, like people coming back to it, that are actually getting people engaging with you and getting them to book a call. Look at what's working. See who's actually interacting with your newsletters. See which one of them is actually clicking on the links you're putting in them. See what topics are getting engaged with and then make more of those topics. The ones that are not getting engaged with, you ignore those and stop doing them. The whole point of this is to nurture your audience to the point where they see you as a good partner to work with. One of my clients did this last month and they had sent 3 emails. Took them 12 minutes just to make all these emails and everything over the course of 3 weeks. And they booked 2 calls. One of those calls turned into a client, which gave them 5 placements. So this is not something that I'm making up. This is something that actually works if you take the time to do it. And the good thing is it doesn't take that long. You just need to put the effort in. Most businesses are ignoring this because they think if they dominate social media, they will get all the clients. But they don't seem to realize business doesn't work that way because most businesses are not even active on social media. They have a social media, but they're not active on it. So you need to make sure you have this to nurture people so they can refer back to your social media and back to your email on a continuous basis. You want that multi-channel approach. And this is exactly what we build for you in Pipeline OS. We build for you an inbound funnel that takes away all the stress of you having to think of the content you're creating, think about how you're going to actually get people from not knowing who you are to getting on a call with you. We take care of all of that with our emails, with our content pieces, and with the funnels that we create. So if you're interested in finding out more about this and how it can benefit your business, all you need to do is click the link below or message me on LinkedIn and then we can have a chat.